Hello, hello, hello everyone. Welcome back to another video. Alright, let's check it out. Let's see what we got for you today. If you like German classic 1990s vans, well, you're looking at the right video. Not vans, station wagon, or state, or caravan, however you want to call it. Well, you're looking at the right video. Let's see what we got for you today. We have a 143 scale 1990 Opel Omega 82 Caravan. Now the Opel Omega is the first this is the first generation of the Opel Omega, which it started back in 1986. And it went all the way down to 2004. There were only two generations of the Opel Omega. This was the first generation, and the second generation was a bit rounder, more rounded looking car. Both of them were I found them very attractive. I really liked the Opel Omega, and it was a real beauty. It was really attractive. I don't know if someone else would disagree with me, but I find this model very attractive. Excuse me if you see the car a little bit slanted, is that this model is by IXO. IXO, the base looks really cool, but when you make a video of it, I don't like it so much because it's a slanted base, so the car is a little slanted. So I have to put something always in the bottom to make it a little more equalized, like a regular base. But I try my best. So if you see that, sorry again. Try my best to make it look a little bit more normal. But I like the color of the base. That piano black, I like it. So you see that white cap in the corners because I'm trying to make it more, normal size. Now let's talk about this car. They made it as a regular sedan or saloon, and they made it also as a five-door station wagon, which is the one that we're looking at right now. Now, the engine wise of this beauty, before I forget, this car was also produced in Brazil as a Chevrolet Omega and in the UK as a Vauxhall Carlton. I actually have the Vauxhall Carlton and I also have the Chevrolet Omega. So they made sure that all three brands that did this model were represented in the diecast or resin. Now, engines, there was quite a few of them. So you have some four cylinders and you have some six cylinders. The four-cylinder engines were the following: 1.8, a 2.0, a 2.4. Those were the four cylinders. The six cylinders, you had a 2.6, 3.0, 3.0, but it was like a bigger engine. Evo 500, which I'm not really sure what they mean. And you had a 3.6. And then you also had a 3.6, but this was called a Lotus Omega because it had like a tweaked by Lotus, I think it was. And then you had your own diesel engines. You had a four cylinders, 2.3, and a 2.3 turbo diesel. Not bad. Transmission wise, you had a four-speed automatic, and then you had a five-speed manual or a six-speed manual, but for the Lotus Omega, which was like the top of the line. Lotus Omega. Real cute car, really attractive. But I don't think the Lotus Omega came as a wagon, it only came as a sedan. Basically, what the Opel Omega took over was the Opel record. The old school Opel record, the Omega took over that model. That's why it's a newer model, and the Opel record is no longer in existence after uh, mid 80s. All right, guys, I'm gonna let it go around a few times, and I'll be right back. All right, guys. You know, one thing I was reading as it was going around, it says that back in late 1986, this car was voted European Car of the Year for 1987. It went ahead of the highly acclaimed new versions of the Audi A80 and the BMW 7 Series. So that's a good achievement. Especially the Audi A80 was a really nice looking car when it came out back in the 80s. Compared to the Opel record, it says the Omega featured many modern technological advances. So it was a bit of ahead of its time. And that's when the car shows good improvements, it does sell pretty well. All right, guys. Please don't forget to give me that beautiful thumbs up that I always appreciate. And thank you guys for following me. Thank you for commenting below. Believe me, I read each and every comment. And thank you for subscribing. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and the bell next to the subscribe button that will remind you when I'm posting more videos. And don't forget to comment below. Do you guys remember these cars? Were they sold in your country? Were they sold also as a sedan and a station wagon, or only one of, not both models? Do you still see them around or in car shows? Because this is already a 30-year-old car, more or less, about 35-year-old car, so 34 actually. So it is quite old already. But I think it could perfectly blend pretty well because it's still very attractive looking. All right, everyone, take care of yourselves more than ever, and goodbye.